Titty time. Titty time. Welcome to Laughing with Lana, guys. The sexiest comedian in Las Vegas who roasts some dicks, makes fun of tricks, and shows off these tits. Guys, I have a special guest today. It's actually one of my good friends, Miss Dr. Leslie here.
Miss Dr. Leslie.
Miss Dr. Leslie. I have to say Miss because I have to know, people have to know that you're single.
That's
She's available, guys. She's available. She got good titties. She got good titties. I saw them today. It was nice.
I did. I totally
Damn it, Lucky.
I didn't give a fuck. And I'm just like, I was wearing, okay, so I had a wardrobe malfunction issue.
It wasn't a malfunction. She looked great, but she was like, look, I wear this
okay,
a little.
that fucking fly.
I'm right?
going
Fuck
to
that guy.
karate chop the shit out of it.
It's like sexually harassing us.
It is. It's all my, get out of my fucking face.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Anyways, yeah, so I was wearing my outfit and I'm like, I don't want to wear it again on your podcast as a guest. So I'm like, fuck it. Took it off, took my shirt off, took my bra off, and I'm like, titties. And then I put my stuff back on. So I'm braless. I usually wear this to work. So I even went home and, ate and got myself ready. And I left the door and I forgot to fucking change. And I'm like, oh shit, I have not just one, but 2 podcasts to do today. Shame.
Not a shame. I was happy. I was so happy.
But you got to see my boobies.
I got to see her boobs, and it was great. It was fucking.
They're good. Yeah.
So, because your titties are fake.
Yes,
they're great titties.
Thank you.
They because one thing about it is like, I get that people get their boobs, to look fake. I don't like that look. I don't like that fake boob look. I like when they have the natural, like, I don't want to say sag, but that's what I say about mine. It's like a natural sag where they sit up, but they're still flat, like right here. Yes. They're not like up. I hate those boobs.
When they look like coconuts stuck on.
Like coconut.
Like
they put the lime in the coconut. Turn it all around. I'm like, no, turn your fucking face around because I don't like that your boobs look like that.
That's right. And they don't feel good. And yes.
But yours like moved and everything. Mine don't do that.
Yeah, no, mine are... Yeah, they move.
She went like this.
I went like this, and I clapped them together. Yeah. I do that. I clapped them together.
She was.
No, so I had before. Okay, let's go back to the pre-titty surgery timeline. Okay, let's go through the timeline of my.
How big were your titties before?
Yeah, so large C, small D, depending on how much weight, what my weight was, and then I had babies, and my son, my firstborn. They were pretty good. I was a fucking dairy cow. Like, I was pumping 40 ounces of breast milk a day. 40 ounces. You know how much 40 fucking ounces is?
Only in weed.
That's a lot.
Sorry. I don't know. Like in liquid, I don't know.
It's a lot of fucking milk. It's like, it's a ton of milk. So I would wake up in the morning, like, because I wouldn't pump, and you could see every one of my milk glands. Like, it was just disgusting. Like, my titties were just, like, engorged, and I would just dump a bunch of milk. It was great. My breasts recovered beautifully after my son.
Yeah.
My daughter.
She took them.
The bitches, the girls, I always told, not my daughter. I'm not calling her a bitch. Just the lady bitches. I've heard that.
Lady bitches? That sounds like a drag queen.
The lady baby bitches. Okay, the baby bitches in general, not my daughter, but in general, I've heard they steal the beauty from their mothers. And
yes.
I've heard that. And actually, it was kind of funny because it happened to me. Like, firstborn or not, it doesn't matter. The girls take a little bit of your beauty away, supposedly. And she took a little bit of my titty beauty away. So
my mom says the same thing about me. My mom said that when she was pregnant of me, like... the boobs sagged and she started growing the hair down here, and she was like, "You're the reason why I sit here and pluck." But she like religiously plucks because she is not like, ain't nobody gonna see that.
Okay, she's to come
gonna be
to
so mad
see me in my clinic for like laser hair removal. I got her.
Oh,
but
cute.
We do that in the clinic.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So back to my titties. Come on. So hello. I'm talking about the girls.
Beautiful titties.
So I lost a little bit of volume on top. went with her. Like, because I had really nice, beautiful, bouncy, pretty, perky breasts before. And so I lost a little bit of volume on top. And when I was 18, I always wanted to have like a boob job. I wanted them bigger. I wanted them rounder. I wanted them fuller on top. And I didn't want to have to wear a bra.
I love that.
And this is back in Canada. So, and I worked in a strip club as a shooter girl back in Canada. Oh. And that's how, for 6 months I worked there, and I paid off like all my undergraduate. I mean,
we're learning new things about Dr. Leslie.
We are. Yes, I was a little shooter girl. I walked around, had my boobs hiked up. I made so much money because it was guys everywhere.
And you're tall and you look like a fucking Barbie.
Well, back then I was like, some guys said I look like Britney Spears, which I did, or Heather Locklear, because I was blonde. Like I was blonde that time. And I was a little heavier, and I had these nice, that's when I was like a full D, and I hiked them up. And I grew up with 2 older brothers, and my mom was a badass bitch. She was always working like with men. I grew up in a small town where all the moms stayed at home and everything. And she was driving to the big city during the week. The big city, and she was working. She was an entrepreneur in the 80s. Like no one does that. So
mom's a boss bitch.
Mom's a boss bitch. So I learned to just like, I got guys. So I'm like, okay, I go to a club where there's naked women that I can appreciate a female body, right? I was in nursing school, so like it was totally fine. I did ballet forever, so I was very comfortable with my own body. So I'm gonna get paid to walk around with a bunch of shots, getting guys drunk, laughing with them all day like I do with my brothers, and I'm going to make how much in tips?
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's why I was a stripper.
Right. So, and it was super fun. It was a way for me because I was in school like all day. Like nursing school is very, very rigorous. So I would work like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, depending, like from 11 o'clock until 2 in the morning. And it's just like I made a shit ton of money. That was my chance to get out because the rest of the time during the week I was in the books. I was at school. I was studying. It was just and then it was like work. I remember after they would want me to like stay and like have parties. I've never done a drug in my life. They always want to like snort lines or whatever, and I'm just like, dude, I have to fucking be up at school. Like it's 3 in the morning. I have to be at school at 6. Like
fuck.
I gotta go and like sleep for 2 hours and get my ass. So
and you did that with no drugs?
I did it with no drugs.
Girl, props to you.
Yeah,
well, fuck.
Well, it's, the family history of like mental health concern. I was just really freaked out that it was going to make me like go super psycho.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, back to my boobs. My God, we're digressing. So I had really nice boobies then. And then my daughter kind of deflated a little bit of the top. And I just said, okay, I wanted to have boobs. I'd see boobs when I was a shooter girl, and I kind of knew then which I wanted. I felt many boobs, fake boobs, like gummy bears. They didn't do the silicone back then, and I didn't want to do the water ones.
Oh, no, those are the worst.
Fast forward, get to the U.S., had my babies, whatever. I'm like, yes, I'm going to do the gummy bears.
Yeah.
And so my breasts had stretched a little bit, not too much, so I could put some really nice bags in them. So I did the gummy bear, and they sit so nice. And so what I wanted obviously was natural looking boobs because I wanted to have the mobility, but I, just the way that my breasts are shaped, that's kind of how they were going to be anyway. I didn't want to have huge ones that look stuck on. But I remember when I was studying before I got my breasts done, you want to be able to like hold a pencil. Be able to hold a pencil
your boob. That's a good tip.
A marker is okay.
Yeah.
You want like a pencil.
Yeah.
I think now I could probably, I'm testing. Let me see.
Marker,
pencil, marker, pencil.
I could hold a dick.
I think this one can hold a pencil. This one, because, girls' breasts, one is slightly lower than the other. I think this one might be able to hold a marker.
For real?
Because they hang a little bit more. This one's a pencil.
Because I was
you want a pencil usually.
For sure. I was on Instagram not too long ago where I saw this girl who she had like it was a breast augmentation surgery place, whatever the fuck you call that, the office. And they were promoting this girl's boobs, and they were like, you can have your boobs look like her. And they were like rock hard sitting on her chest. And I'm like, so I commented and I was like, ladies, like, just so you guys know, like 4 to 6 weeks after your surgery, massage your fucking titties.
Yes.
Did they tell you that?
Oh my God, I am so glad you asked.
Like the tips. We need the tips. We need to tell the ladies the tips.
Okay.
Yes.
Listen up, ladies. This is how my breasts also look so good and are not encapsulated. So as a nurse practitioner, yes, I have my doctoral degree in nursing practice, but I'm not an MD. As a nurse practitioner for many, 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 many years in practice, I've talked to lots of clients. I've seen a lot of boobs. I've counseled on surgeries. I've seen encapsulations from women to prevent, firstly, them from getting hard, but also to prevent those capsules that make your breasts end up getting wonky looking. You need to massage them. He was very adamant about doing that. I think it was twice a day. I did it twice a day for 2 minutes each time for 5 years straight.
Yeah, I still massage my titties.
Yes.
Oh, and especially if you have like a boyfriend, like if you have someone who's like willing to massage your titties. Mind you, ladies, this is how you massage your titties. You grab the bottom, grab the top, massage it up and down. You go like this. Let me do it on this side so you can actually see. You go like this and like this. That will actually make it soft and not hard. That like and too, because they told my surgeon told me to massage up here and massage them down until you get to the right pocket.
So at the very beginning, yeah, that's what he said, to make sure they go down your stretching. So he actually didn't have me fully massage them, but he had me like push down so they'd stay in the pocket.
Yes.
And then he would have me go a little bit on the outside, but definitely on the inside, because you don't want the capsular contractions on the inside. Because
when the skin pops up right here?
Yes.
That's a thing, ladies.
That's it. See, look, now I didn't do mine this morning.
Your skin will pop up right here. Sometimes if you don't massage, you have to continue to massage like this, straight up and down like that, so that skin doesn't pop up right here. And you massage up and down like this, and you have to massage your boobs down so you can put them into place so that they don't look like they're in your fucking shoulders.
This is for educational purposes.
This is for educational purpose only.
This is not my recommendation. I'm not giving medical advice either. As a licensed professional, I am in an unlicensed professional state. So there are no recommendations. I'm not telling you what to do.
I'm a doctor. I'm telling you what to do. Please, ladies, massage your fucking titties because they look stupid when they're like way up here, okay? I'm giving you advice. I am a medical doctor. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing.
But that was what was recommended to me, and that really, really helped. Yeah, now I'm conscious now. I'm massaging my boobies while I'm on the podcast now because I didn't do it this morning.
No, they look great. They looked good when you were like, she was doing this jokey shit. She went like this and they swirled. I was like, bro, if you had tassels, this would have completed my day. I would have died happy right now. If you had fucking tassels, they would have been like this.
I am so buying tassels, and one day I'm just gonna surprise you in the back room, and I'm gonna try my hardest to make them twirl like opposite. I don't know if I go inwards. I'm gonna try.
Bro, I live the best life. She's like, hey, am I doing it? And I'll be like, no. No.
Lana, just
keep practicing. No, you're not doing it. Oh, they're gonna be
doing this. I'm like, I'm totally doing it. I'm totally doing it. You're like, no, your tits are just here. Like, the tassels are just
no, you're not.
Girl, please, no. Turn around and walk away and practice some more. Okay, I'll keep practicing.
Oh my God, this is the best part about being, bi, but you're like, girls are like so comfortable around me. They're like, let me show you my boobs. I'm like, girl, don't do that. Like, I will take you to the back room. Girl, don't do that. You know what's funny? Oh my God, I'm putting Amber on the spot. Amber yesterday.
Oh God.
I know. Oh God. And oh my God, I went totally gay in this episode, obviously. But Amber yesterday walked in with these like biker shorts. Amber always comes in with like loose pants on. Like, it's like, jeans, but then she has like a big shirt on over it or something. She came in with these biker shorts on and a crop top and walked past me. And I was like, Amber fucking with me. I was like, Amber, I don't know what the fuck. I was like, girl, you just made the gay come out of me because like I'm staring at your ass, bitch. I was like, them bitches look like cupcakes. I'm like, holy shit, you look scrumptious. Like, bitch.
What's more funny is that I told Aaron, he was like, that I don't care if you sleep with women because I don't find he's literally like, I don't find that cheating because that's not biologically cheating. You're using fingers and toys.
Can we talk about that though? Is it like, I know a lot of guys are gonna say, we do need to talk about that. That's actually a really good subject, because a lot of guys will say that they don't think that if your girl sleeps with another girl, they don't consider it cheating because it's like, well, you're not getting penetrated. But in my opinion, I'm like, you're still sleeping with somebody else. And on top of that, I had someone who told me that, and when I did it, they got mad. And I was like, I thought you didn't fucking care. Oh, but it's a girl. And I'm like, yeah, it's a girl, but like, you can't share her with me. She's mine. Like, I'm not sharing this bitch. I'm like, no, like, I'm not gonna bring her home to you. Like, I like her. You do you.
Yeah.
You know, but it was like, it was one of those like, oh, well, you could definitely sleep with another girl, but then when I do it, it's a problem. Like, oh no, you cheated. Well, technically, you told me I could. Is it cheating?
Okay, firstly, I think dude needs to check himself because he said one thing and did another. He was being a bitch.
I wish I'm gonna fucking send that to you. I'm gonna fucking send that to you and say, you're a motherfucking bitch. You heard it from a doctor. A doctor say you're a fucking bitch, Justin. Go ahead, keep talking. Keep telling him how much of a bitch he is.
Jesus, I hope he's not in a gang. Like, do I need to like, skip town for a week or two? I don't know. Run. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, maybe not a bitch. I think I'm going to retract that statement. No, that was totally bitchy of him to say one thing and not another. Guy, girl, animal, fire extinguisher, doesn't matter. When you say something and then you go back on your word, it. You're the idiot, not the other person. You have to be honest. If you took his word, you said it, he gave you the green light, you did it, he's the fucking idiot here in this situation. Now, is it cheating? I think that's very individual. I mean, for me, okay, getting a little personal. I'm not like a jealous person in relationships, but I'm very possessive.
Oh, you're territorial.
I am territorial as fuck.
Me too.
That is my man.
Yeah.
It is mine. You belong to me.
Right.
You don't, but you do. But it's like, just remember that. Yeah, you can, like, if I agree to something, I'm all about freedom and allowing people to be themselves, but there has to be an understanding and an agreement or whatever the deal is. But everybody needs to know that I am the one who's in charge and you are mine in a way, you know? But it goes deep. Like when I'm with someone, when I actually, commit, God forbid we use that word, because I've experienced relationships in all styles and types and opens and whatevers, right? But when I really decide to, like, if I commit to someone, there is some serious shit between us to connect us. Like, I like to be bonded. I like to have each other's back. I'm like ride or die, bitch. That is like my authentic realness. Yeah. I've gone through a stage where I've had lovers and I've had, a main lover and side people and everything open and transparent. So, cheating, I think, is really individual in terms of what you and your person will qualify. But the thing is, you have to be non-bitches. You have to be honest and transparent. Sometimes people don't know what they want. And that can be a challenge because maybe the guy thought that he'd be cool with it, but he wasn't.
It's so true because they, like, one thing that I hate is, like, some of my friends, they'll come up to me and they'll be like, my man asked me for a threesome. And I'm like, okay, so are you going to do it? And they're like, yeah, I want to do it because they want to satisfy their guy. But I'm like, can you picture him fucking another girl in front of you and not get mad? Yeah. Like, really think it through. I was like, because as much as you think, as like a lot of people will think that they can watch their dude fuck another girl because it's gonna be great, because I'm a pervert too. Like, I would love to watch my guy fuck another girl, be great. However, there comes the, oh my god, he's fucking the other girl and he's looking at her.
Yeah,
there's eye contact.
It's the emotional thing,
bitch. What the fuck? Like, don't suck his dick and look at him. Bitch,
you two
that's
fucks.
a me thing. That's you leave that for me. I'm his girl. I'm the main one.
Right.
You don't. Yeah, don't look at him.
And have the tear going down your eye when he's choking you.
Yeah.
Don't look in his eye and have a tear.
There's so many rules.
It's true.
There's so many rules that go into like doing stuff like that, but the rules are not based on society. The rules are based on what you and your person talk about. Because there could be rules where like the girl would want you to get emotional with her.
Yeah.
Like the girl might want you to be like, no, look at her. I want you to make love to her. That's what turns me on. Or don't even touch her. You can't touch her.
Yeah.
It's only girl on girl. You're just going to watch.
Yeah.
Like there's certain rules. It's not like you as a couple have to go in and decide what the rules are. But at the end of the day, more than likely, if the guy is the one who wants the threesome, the girl is the one who's in control.
Yeah.
If the girl is the one who wants the threesome, then the guy is the one who's in control. Or, I feel like that's an even medium. Like if I
That is very even.
That's a very even medium. I want the threesome. I want it. So now it's your, if say me and you're together.
Yeah.
I want the threesome and I come to you and I'm like, babe, I want a threesome. Now you're like, okay, cool. I get to pick the person. I get to pick the time of the day. I get to decide whether you can look at her face or not. I get to decide whether you guys kiss or not.
Oh,
Kissing is deep.
You know what? That's so funny because that is not at all how
It went for you?
did it.
What do you mean? How did you do it?
No, I had all the fucking control.
But you wanted the threesome?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But see, the girl's still in control.
I had to be.
Let
that
the
was
girl
the
be in
only
control.
way. I respected what he would make him feel uncomfortable. He didn't want to feel disrespected, but I was coordinating and directing the whole situation.
Nice.
So when you guys say that, I'm just like, fuck that. No, because see, my partner though was very experienced, had done all the things that he wanted to do in his life. And so he's like, whatever, there's nothing that I need to do. And I'm like, well, I still have some unfinished business over here. So let's get into it.
I want another bitch, motherfucker. I want another bitch. No.
So I'm like, well, if you have nothing that's on the table, well, then we can just make it all about me. Sure. Let's do that. That sounds like a fabulous idea. So in that situation, no, I was, I again, like I said, I had the control, but I was very respectful. But no, I did not do the girl thing. It had to be the two guy situation.
You had a DP?
What is that?
A double penetration.
Oh, well.
Oh my God, Dr. Leslie! Oh my God!
I didn't say yay
How
or
did
nay.
that go?
I never had two dudes in a room. Well, kind of.
How did that go? Because that's
that
a
go?
low-key fantasy of mine.
No way to have two dicks.
Yeah.
I can't handle two
Not
dicks.
like in the same hole, though. Not in the same hole. Now you got me bent. You got me bent right there.
Whoa.
Oh, hell no.
I didn't know that was possible.
I seen porn like that, and I'm like, you have got me fucked
What
up.
in the dilated pussy, bro? Damn.
I was just deep into the Pornhub that day.
I love that.
I've never.
fuck with you for that.
I've watched like maybe in my whole life 3 minutes of porn. It doesn't turn me on.
So I watch
way.
porn.
Really?
I like watching the intro porn. The intro, the acting is so fucking funny. I watch it for the sheer comedy, and I'll watch it with my boyfriend, and we'll both be rolling. And then the sex started, and we're like, all right, next one.
Oh,
We don't watch it for the sex. We watch it for the sheer comedy of the bad acting.
Oh my God, that's terrible. That's why I watch Lifetime Christmas movies. Same reason. The bad act. I swear, like the worse the acting, the better
funny
the
it
movie.
is.
That is so true.
I love Lifetime Christmas movies all day, every day. I will sit there and binge anything Christmas. Though I'm a fucking fanatic.
I hate Christmas.
I love Christmas.
I do.
I love Santa
I think it's
Claus.
because of my upbringing that made me just.
Same. I feel it though.
Yeah.
What happened? Tell us. Dish it a little bit.
Oh shit! She's getting Dr. Leslie.
I'm sorry. No, don't talk about it. This is not my show.
No, let's go.
We'll talk about it on your show.
Not my show.
We'll talk about it on your show.
Yeah.
Also, my show's just trauma. Laughing at the trauma.
We're laughing at the trauma, but my trauma is kind of like, oh, fuck. Oh,
it really is.
Yeah, it's really like, should I laugh at that? You have to question yourself. You be like, should I laugh at that one? And you have to think about it. It's like, is God watching me?
Hella.
Oh, me and
Amber, low key, like we'll be trauma bonding, but we're laughing at each other's trauma because the shit that she told me, I'm like, bitch, that's funny, and I'm like, I'm sorry for
be like sprinkles on tops. You're like, let me put the sprinkle on top of your cake.
That's what I thought about your ass yesterday.
Oh my God.
I was like, girl, them cupcakes. Let me just put a little sprinkle and cherry on top. I swear to God, scrubdiddlyumptious. Oh my God.
But sadly, I am straight.
Oh no, yeah, good for you.
I don't have any actual connection for women.
Lesbians ain't shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, let me show you.
It's equal opportunity here.
This is his name is Good Dick. Hold on, I gotta show. I told Dr. Leslie I was gonna show her what he does on camera. Look.
What? Oh my God.
Hey, my morning.
Morning wood.
Okay, so funny story about this guy. This guy, he's fun.
His name's Good Dick.
Good Dick, okay. So he and I'm cleaning him off a little bit there. He's got a little spot. He's got a little herpes or something.
Go ahead.
You got to clean off the
Spit
spot.
on it, bitch. Spit on it.
Right.
She's so nasty.
So I, this is not going to be used against me because I will deny it. And this could just be a joke. It may not have really happened. So
Allegedly,
this story happened where I utilized Good Dick and I raped with his clothes on.
I remember this.
Raped one of the producers here in the
shout out Austin. Shout out to Austin, brother.
Repeatedly.
I'm
Allegedly. And when I was getting ready to do my podcast that day, after allegedly running after him thrice with this between my legs, bending him over and thrusting it into his rear, I allegedly threatened him again, sitting here, and did one of these to him with the dick, and he ran out the door. Allegedly, that happened.
Oh my God, that was so funny. I'm talking literally running around the studio like a fucking seventh grader. Like it was like you know how when you have something kind of crazy for a seventh grader or whatever, and they're running around, you're like, don't touch me with it like a roach.
Like that.
I'm dead as. And it's your color. It's your color.
If I had a dick, Mr. Good Dick would be my. Yeah, but
he's a good, comfortable dick. It's like not the biggest.
But he doesn't suit my height. I mean, maybe he's.
She said 7 inches plus.
She said, "I'm a hung motherfucker. If I had a dick, I'd be hung."
Yeah,
I think if
it would be.
If I had a dick, I would have been a sex offender.
Oh, really?
Stop. She would be like flashing people.
I would disrespectfully just like whip it out like sober. Like I just feel like okay, like I have dildos all around my house because I think dicks are beautiful. So I don't use dildos, but I like having them around my house. So sometimes you know,
like the phallic imagery.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's the same way like how most people like seeing naked bodies. It's like art.
Exactly.
It's just art.
It's just art to me.
From the sex shop though.
From
Yes.
the sex shop. From the sex shop.
It's beautiful.
Silicone, pink color, blue color, black one, white one.
There's a dinosaur one, bro.
There's even a dragon dildo.
They have a dragon dildo that I want so bad. It's $140 fucking dollars. If anyone wants to buy it from me, just let me know. You can cash up $140. But there's this dragon dildo that I want. It literally, it's like a dildo like this, and then it has like wings in the back, and it looks like a melting volcano. It looks veiny as a monster.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah.
Is it usable or is it a statue?
I don't think
dildo
it's usable.
statue?
No,
I wouldn't think that's a usable dildo.
I was gonna say
because bitches is nasty for OnlyFans. OnlyFans, motherfucker. I've seen girls put some weird shit in their pussy for OnlyFans just because, like, just because you got to be new with the content, bro. Like this content, this clout chasing fad that everyone's on. But I mean, I'm obviously clout chasing. I'm on a fucking podcast. But like the chasing, like literally doing the weirdest shit just for views. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? I know it's been said way too many times, but it's not that serious. Like, social media is not that fucking serious for you to put a dragon dildo in your motherfucking coochie for $4.99 a video. That girl, like that to me is like crazy. However, there is a dinosaur dildo that I want. I don't know if I put it in my vagina, but I would definitely take pictures next to it.
Not in your vagina.
I don't like vagina.
Vagina's cute.
Vagina sounds more, it fits my tongue. Vagina sounds too medical. No offense.
Vagina, it's good.
Vagina, like cooter. I have to say cooter.
The cooter cat.
The
cooter cat.
Cooter to me sounds like a fat vagina.
The hoo-ha.
Like, the hoo-ha sounds like an old one that's hairy with gray hair. That kind of smells like pee-pee. Oh, God, the CNA days just came back into my head.
Oh, God.
Were you ever a CNA at all?
No, but I have my fingers have been in more vaginas than probably the average 40-year-old male.
I would say.
And buttholes, right?
And assholes. And vaginas and asses at the same time.
Have you ever done an impaction?
I have done many things.
That's embarrassing.
I would say I haven't had my pack
things.
smear checked in a while.
I mean,
I don't got insurance.
The pelvic exam.
I'm so dead. She said I don't got insurance.
You can come to our clinic. Actually, we do them cash pay.
Nice.
Oh, I probably would do that then.
Yeah, I don't do them either in case it's awkward for you. Our PA, she's
I'd rather for you to do it. Because I feel like I have some random lady looking at my hooter. I'm like, no.
Whatever.
Well, can you? Okay. You know what's crazy? I'd rather have a guy gyno than a girl gyno. Is that weird?
It's preference.
And it's funny because like
a lot of the girls can have nail. You're not supposed to. Like I never, even to this day, I have like the shittiest nails ever. Just because since I was forever young, they, in Canada, they were literally anal. You'd go to like day one of nursing school, like 101 in the hospitals. They would check to make sure your hair was done, make sure your shoes don't scuff, check your nails to make sure they were short, clean, and no polish. Because honestly, the nails, sorry ladies and all those watching, they are petri dishes of disgusting everything. So still to this day, I don't.
They catch everything.
They like, it doesn't matter if you clean them, the underneath. I don't even.
I'm dead as fuck.
Little bit. Anyway, so girls oftentimes they will have nails, and so getting a pelvic by a girl with nails is not fun. But you should have, a healthcare professional who's respectable. If your healthcare professional is giving you a pelvic and she has nails on, you need to like question. You need to
question her.
The whole experience. Not really, but kind of.
I did nursing school for like a year. I could not pass pharmacology, which is so funny. It's so funny because I could.
Because she lives in a pharmacy. Her house is a pharmacy.
No, I literally was about to say
my grandma's house.
It's so funny how I went to nursing school. I passed biology, anatomy. I had passed everything with like at least a B, like at least, right? But it was because our school didn't let you get anything under an 85. So I passed everything.
Good, yeah.
Psychology. Pharmacology, I could not fucking get pharmacology. I could not process it because it's nothing but memory, and my memory sucks ass. Super sucks. But I'm like, I got out of school, and I started selling drugs. Allegedly. Back in the day, I was doing pharmacology shit, and I'm like, bro, if I sell coke, I'm selling Adderall. If I sell weed, I'm selling Tylenol. If I sell meth, I'm selling morphine.
Okay, so the moral of this story is anyone who flunked out of pharmacology, the solution is
Try
not
street drugs.
the solution is not to do street drugs.
Try the street drugs.
Although it worked for Lana, we're not recommending that as a standard for every.
Oh, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not.
We're not.
Clear it
No, we're
up.
not.
This is educational purposes.
Educational purposes
this is
only.
An educational purposes only podcast episode today. That's it. No recommendations by a licensed professional are made, or a honorary licensed professional either.
I feel like we need to put this in the start of the podcast.
We do. A disclaimer in black
A
before it
disclaimer
starts.
in the beginning.
Yes.
Guys, Lana talks a lot of shit. Allegedly. Okay. I do talk a lot of shit, guys. I hope you guys don't take me serious.
We cannot be incriminated for anything discussed in this podcast, and we are not giving any medical advice. That's it. That's the disclaimer.
That's going to be in the beginning of the podcast.
It has to. It's a must.
So wait, you said that you've never done any kind of
Never.
recreational
Ever.
at all? Not even smoke weed?
No, or gummy, nothing. Never.
Really?
I know.
How do you get through life? Because like, wow.
Yeah, same.
Wow.
Well, so here's the story. I grew up with a family member who had a lot of mental health challenges. And, you know, in school in Canada, they're very public health focused. They have a lot of nurses come in, a lot of, you know, wanting to just teach you about good health. And so they really didn't deliberately try and scare us, but, you know, I got scared about getting hooked on drugs and the addiction, and
You went through the DARE program.
I did. Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
I remember that.
DARE every fucking year. Yes, yes. And so they got through to me.
Aww.
But at the same time, it was really, I mean, it wasn't that I didn't have access. I mean, holy shit. Went to college,
You're a
for
doctor,
God's sake.
yeah.
I mean, I worked in a fucking strip club to get, make my way
Right.
through college. I was everywhere. But I was really just terrified because I had been tormented by my own compulsive anxiety disorder since I was like a young, about 8, 9. That's when the brain starts developing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of tormented through until my mid-20s, kind of stabilized. And then I've mastered my physiology. So I'm totally like got everything dialed in.
Yeah.
But it scared me. And I was probably also, because I had an obsessive sort of compulsive tendency, I also obsessively compulsed about the fear of getting fucking hooked on drugs.
I'm so dead.
I'm
That's funny how that works.
Right?
That's funny.
So it became like almost like a mini fixation. Like I just couldn't do it because and then my life would be ruined. So no, I just could not go into the whole thing. Like I'm sure if someone gave me like Tylenol and told me it was some pill, I would somehow have some psychotic break just because I was so nervous about it.
Because your brain fucks with you.
Yeah. And then really when I was in nursing, we get drug tested all the time. So I didn't want to ever fail it, or I just was very, very wanted to be regimented. And it just became, I would just tell people, no, I don't want to do it. I didn't have to use drug testing as an excuse.
Yeah.
But it's a personal choice. And although in hindsight, there are times when I look at my journey when, Jesus, maybe some weed would have really fucking helped me. Because when I worked in psych and, the marijuana cards were coming out, and I supported that. I wanted people to chill out. And so I was reading the literature. I still never did it. But when I was seeing people and giving the approvals out, I was like, Jesus Christ, maybe I need to smoke. Maybe that will solve all my problems. But I went the natural route and, figured it out that way.
You know what? Okay, I have two quick I have a question and a favor, I guess.
Sure.
As a doctor, can you tell, because I have a brother who's addicted to alcohol. But I've wanted him to I don't want him to smoke weed, but I want him to try something with THC because I feel like it's like a healthier route. As a doctor, could you agree in a sense that like THC is a way better alternative than alcohol, especially if you're an addict?
Oh, you're trying to position me.
I know a little bit.
So alcohol is very damaging. It's very, very bad. It destroys people. It's not good. wine a little bit, they say is helpful for you if you have a little bit every day, although I can't even drink it because it screws me up. I have 2 glasses of wine, I feel horrible the next day. I could drink vodka all night long and I'm like bounce up the next day. I'm like, oh, everything's great. What did I even drink last night? So alcohol we know is very, very detrimental to the body in excessive quantities and specifically what you drink. There is a lot of literature with, the medical aspects of marijuana. And so, I mean, I'm not going to give him advice, but if we had to look at what's, the lesser evil, because, marijuana again, if there's
still be addictive.
I was just going to say, there's an addictive personality there. Yeah. So okay, so alcohol, he's cruise control. I don't know how bad it is, but it's like, okay, if he's like stabilized, do we want to introduce the entry drug to all the other shit if he has an addictive personality? That's my concern because it's just like Botox in the med spa industry. They come in for the little wrinkles. We get them hooked on the fucking Botox and it's a slippery slope into looking crazy, Bill.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
So, right. So it's the same thing with marijuana. It is considered an entry drug. So, if he's not into it or not doing it already, I would be a little bit leery about it. What he really needs to do is get to the bottom of the whole addictive process and rehab. Yeah.
My brother needs it, but
yeah. So I wouldn't replace it with something that could potentially really get him into a bad position and you would feel like shit.
Yeah, then I would. I didn't think about it that way either. Yeah. I have been trying to get my brother to smoke, or not smoke weed, but at least do like an edible. So I feel like with a lot of the things that he complains of, like why he drinks, I'm like weed would help that.
So what he might want to do, again, I'm not giving any advice.
Right.
We're just talking as
no
two
advice.
women.
Yes.
2 women. Is like
big sister advice.
Big sister advice. Yeah. Is maybe just, there's a lot of very progressive counselors and therapists and like men's groups and stuff around. Actually, on the podcast we were talking about yesterday, but more progressive people that can talk to him and kind of sort out kind of what shit's going on with him and get into more of like a therapy. He needs maybe a little bit more self-awareness of what's going on. Because, I have known people, and I had someone on my podcast that can just drop what maybe seemed like an addiction, but it was really a Band-Aid for a trauma or something else.
Yeah.
Not everyone is like that, obviously, and I'm not making any claims or anything about addiction not being real or whatever, because that's not at all the case. There are people who have addictions and it's real. There are some people that they just drink and they're numbing something, and there are people that can just drop it. Like, I don't know how many times when I was worked as a pulmonary nurse practitioner, when people just quit smoking cold turkey. The 3 days of the physical withdrawal were done and they're just like, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
So there is a little wiggle room in finessing what is true addiction, what isn't. So maybe that's a good starting point for him, is just discerning what might be harboring that's making him want to do that. And is it, where does he lie in that sort of addiction diagnosis?
I know. We're going to see.
But it's the first step is admitting, as we know, and does he know that, and all the things.
Yeah, because yesterday when I was engineering, I was engineering Dr. Leslie's podcast. By the way, guys, Dr. Leslie does have a podcast called The Next Level Podcast. It's about mental health. It started off as mental health, and now you're doing more so
Actually, it didn't start as mental health. It started out, I think the description said that, but that was not accurate. We had some bumps along the road with getting this shit together.
Yeah.
It was about sharing inspiring stories and like personal development focus at the very beginning.
Personal development.
So I had some like badass people who went through a lot of trauma in life, because my story is really crazy, and I wanted to bring people together to share their stories of being triumphant. And that lasted about 4 to 5 episodes. And then I'm like, okay, check, we did that, we mastered that. There are common themes, we hit them. So it's evolved. Really what I'm here to do is to help people achieve the next level in their life. And I am a
next level podcast.
Exactly. Unleashing their highest potential. And really it's about harnessing the power of the mind. And to do that, you really need to have 3 things. It's your physiology, like on the podcast today, we need to ensure that we have the right physical aspects to ourselves. The brain has to be functioning on par. And we do that through many, many different ways. Nutrition, we've talked about them. Knowing the process of creativity, of creation, which is how to actually utilize your mind and the different amazing aspects of the mind, because it's so elusive. There's different conscious states you can tap into. Creativity, it's so mysterious and elusive. Yet there's a way that you can actually harness your mind to create like a fucking badass.
Right.
And then you need the inner connection, which is where you get authentic, where your true fulfillment is. So I want people to be able to create their best, most authentic life, the most successful, the most blissful, the most everything, which comes from knowing who you are and being connected within, using the power of your mind to then manifest it, as people like to use that word, or create. And to do that, you also need to have the physical body aligned, because if your body is not fucking working right, your mind isn't going to work, and being authentic, you're not even going to be able to touch that, because you're going to be so focused on your body's physiology. So that's what it is. And I have all sorts of guests. I do one-on-one sessions with people.
Yeah.
I have experts talking. I do my own little kind of blurbs, giving my tidbits and advice.
Right.
It's a fun platform where you can just like life hack your way to your fucking ultimate life.
It's a cool podcast. It's actually like I've learned a lot of things just engineering your podcast.
It's evolved. I like the evolution of it.
I engineer Dr. Leslie's podcast. So if you guys see the edits, it's me. But she has her podcast here at Sticky Paws. So shout out Sticky Paws Studios, because we actually they sponsor my podcast because they let me do my podcast here.
Nice.
I intern here at Sticky Paws Studios, and because I intern here, I'm able to do Dr. Leslie's podcast. That's how I met you. And then when she finally had asked me one day, she was like, "Can you be on my podcast?" And I'm like, "You know what? I genuinely want to be on your podcast because I have questions." And it's so funny because as much as like I shared on your podcast, which I did, I shared a lot on her podcast, and I was like, I've been through this, I've been through that, I've been through that. And I talked about being R-worded on there, because I don't know if I could fucking say that shit on this bitch. But I told her about how I got raped at like a year and a half ago. And a lot of people on the podcast or like on the stuff were bashing me for being a victim. And it was men who did it, which is so funny because I was talking to her, I'm like, I cannot trust men. I have a thing with trusting men. Like, oh my God, I just, right? Like my trust is not there when it comes to a man. So I tried to express it, and I'm talking to a doctor about it, obviously. And then I posted, and I'm like telling my truth and sharing my vulnerability. And it's a fucking man. It was three comments that really got to me.
Was it on mine or was it on
It was on yours. But I think we collabed. I think so. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it was a collaboration. But it was on your podcast where on your platform where a guy was like victim shaming me. And he was like, "How can well, maybe it's because you wear that fucking shirt, because I had a nice little crop top on, but my nipples were a little out." And he was like, "If you wouldn't fucking dress like that." And I'm like, "Well, if you didn't think like that, maybe I wouldn't have fucking got like the guys think like that." Because I have my boobs out or whatever. I was like, "My boobs aren't even out. I just can't wear a bra with that shirt." And because then my straps would show, and it's cold in here.
It's the most like Neanderthal thing. Like, you have no restraint as a man that if a woman shows literally, we're in Vegas. It gets to 117 degrees. Okay. I'm not going to wear a fucking bra in a tank top in 115 degrees, even though my car has air conditioned seats. I'm not going to do that. Partly why I got my breast job was because I didn't want to have to wear a fucking bra. In Canada, it was fucking cold. Didn't matter. I'd wear a bra all the time. Mm-hmm. Here, no, we're not going to do it. And we don't have to have an excuse or a reason. If we want to embrace our femininity, we should not have to over conceal or conceal ourselves because the weak man can't control his fucking wiener. Although you did say that you would probably flash people. That's a different thing.
I totally
Being
would.
a pervert and flash people and raping someone is a completely different fucking thing. So that person, I really hope that you did not take that personally.
I didn't take it personal. I didn't take it personal because I know who I am. Like, one thing about my platform, I tend to make clips that are like clickbaity. You know, I say shit that I'm like, yeah, fuck, I like being single. Or like, fuck, like being single is the way to be and all this bullshit. And I'm like, in reality, I'm like, I'm single. I'm by myself. I am happy. But like I have my situations where, like, you know, I do have people that love me. Let's just say that. But people think because of what I put on Instagram, it's like, she's a fucking whore.
Yeah.
She's this, she's that. And I'm like, believe it. But it's funny. I just had this conversation with Austin yesterday. I told Austin, I was like, there's a lot of people like YouTube hates me. Instagram loves me. YouTube is nothing but like, she's a whore, 305, which mean, or no, 304. 304 means whore. So they're like, she's a 304, she's this, she's that, and like, they're bashing me. And I'm like, okay, I agree with everything. I don't care. None of that stuff I take personal, ever. I'm just in there like, you're funny. You think I'm a whore. I haven't had sex in like 6 months. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I was like, you think I'm an OnlyFans girl. I'm like, go check it out. I was like, I have my content on there. Like, I don't even show my boobs on my OnlyFans. My OnlyFans is literally my podcast content.
Right.
And people are like, of course you have an OnlyFans. And I'm like, well, yeah, check it out. Like, you'll see my titties aren't on there. Like, but there's a lot of people that, you know, because I know who I am, I don't take it personal.
Good.
But I take what, like I focus on like who said it. Who's saying this shit? It's a Michael. It's a Derek. It's a David.
Fucking Michael.
It's fucking
the
dudes.
Fucking Michaels.
Like, it's a bunch of fucking dicks, bro. I was like, like all the people that have a wiener between their legs are the ones that are talking the most shit about me. And I'm like, if you would have known me personally, you know, you would know me. You would know my drive. You would know that, like, I don't even have time to date because I'm so busy chasing my dream, and I'm so busy just being like an independent woman, which a lot of guys don't like an independent woman nowadays. It's such a fucking problem.
The Mike on Instagram does not like that you're an independent woman.
Oh my God, bro.
He doesn't.
He's
like, the alpha male. He needs to be on whatever that asshole show. Sorry. Whoa, Dr. Leslie.
Fuck that asshole show, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I have to have a talk with him. That was inappropriate.
I need to have a talk to him.
I need to have a talk with him. Hold on a second.
I need to have a talk with
Leslie,
myself.
That was a little aggressive. And I think you need to like bring it in. And he did nothing to you personally.
I'm dead as fuck.
Yes, you can hate him, and that's fine. Release it. Release the hate. It's okay.
Let it go.
And then regroup.
Let it go. Let it go.
Okay, so like some individuals that record in the studio have particular types of perspectives that don't align with mine. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
That is 100%
way better. Way better. She regrouped, guys. You did a good job. You did a good job.
Saw it live.
You saw it live.
Dr. Leslie's tools in action.
Fuck yeah.
I really actually don't do it quite like that, but that's the TV version. That's the live action TV version.
No, but yeah, there's those people's podcasts. You know, because it's a little, I try to be supportive of the people who do their podcast here. So I follow them and I support. I try to like.
I don't.
I don't either. I'm not going to lie.
I will not. Everyone except a particular show. I will not. I think so. I think I'm following everyone's. If I haven't, I'm so sorry. I blame my producers. Whoever they are, my engineers and producers, because I'm
not me.
I'm totally illiterate when it comes to social media. I don't want to be on it, but no, I will not. So, and I'm going to tell you why. Mm-hmm. And I talked about this. I actually created. We were talking about how I have Leslie's Dictionary of Made Up Words and phrases. Now I think we're going to add phrases. And I came up with sort of a theory and some words. Mm-hmm. The short neck. Have you heard it?
Short neck.
Short neck and long necks, but short necks. So this is a little bit of a story. I think we have some time. So the whole evolutionary process, like the giraffes, the short-necked giraffes and the long-necked giraffes. Okay, there were two different giraffes. And this is biology like 11, in grade 11, I think. So there's a whole theory of evolution, correct? We are all in an evolutionary process. And women are evolving because men have done their thing and women have responded to it, and they've decided that we're going to evolve and we're going to be independent because we want to have a better life, because we don't want to be stuck at home. We are capable, we're competent, blah, 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 whatever. So it's the short neck, long neck giraffe situation where women are the long neck. These women who are wanting to be empowered, they're the long neck giraffes, right? They're eating the leaves at the top of the trees that the short neck giraffes can't reach, right? That is an adaptive thing. They are part of evolution. They've, they're going to continue to evolve. The short-necked giraffes maybe are pissy that they can't reach there, but they will die off.
Oh, I totally get what the reference is coming from now.
Okay.
Oh.
Right? They're going to die off. The short-necked giraffe is not, there's so many of them. All the leaves are gone. They're competing. They die off. And then the long-necked giraffes reproduce and they get better because they can eat the low leaves and the big leaves. Yeah. So I'm very well aware that this whole dynamic change that's happening with women empowering is a evolutionary process.
Yeah.
We are evolving based out of things that we didn't want to do, right? We are evolving. And there are short-necked giraffes that are around us that don't like it, that are bitchy, and they are going to become extinct just like the short-necked giraffes. They're going to evolve out. So like Austin is so funny because he and George was talking about referencing just don't be a short neck, which is an unevolved human being that is not progressive in understanding this whole thing. So the whole point is I don't follow podcasts or engage with people who are denying the evolutionary process. By denying what is happening, you are denying your own existence, because the very people that are talking about this bullshit about the alpha this and the women are abominations or whatever the stupid thing is, it's like you are then denying the whole process of evolution that got your ass to where you are. And now you're denying it. Like, that to me is then you're a short-necked giraffe, and I don't converse with people who are short-necked giraffes, who aren't even in my wheelhouse of understanding that this is an evolutionary process. If you want to talk about, okay, this is evolutionary process, there's challenges. Women are having challenges. Men are having challenges interacting with these women. But to deny it and calling it an abomination or saying that it's wrong, like, you have no point of existence in my life. Damn. Like, they're operating in an old, outdated, unevolved,
completely
world,
outdated.
And so I only want to follow and engage with people who are interested. They may not have the same perspectives of how to solve the problem or have the same perspectives of how we navigate it as me. That's okay, but at least they realize, okay, this we may not be evolving in a smooth fashion. How can we make it easier? But yes, this is a necessary and important part of where we're going as a humanity. There are people that don't, and I will not follow them because it's literally like black and white, night and day. Like, you can't. It's like taking an atheist and someone who's religious and trying to have them have a conversation about like solutions to how to create unity and harmony. You won't get there.
You won't. You just, because those are the type of people too, like when you watch their podcast, they are so close-minded that it's like, it's really hard to try to even have a conversation with you. And
part of me thinks that there could be a whole bunch of game and a little bit of
a bunch of like one thing I hate. Okay,
tell me
this study. Everyone in those podcasts say, according to statistics, which is a fucking study.
Okay.
Statistics are fake.
Okay, exactly. So being an actual doctor who has a doctoral degree, okay, MDs, love MDs, I have many MD friends. They have the MD is, doctor actually means in Latin, to teach. Mm-hmm. So MDs have their medical doctor, they're medical teachers, right? Mm-hmm. because back in the day, they would just basically
They
experiment
study and they teach the patient.
That's right. But the true doctor holding a doctorate has a terminal degree. A terminal degree means like a PhD, and where you actually are academically granted the doctoral degree. You have a thesis, you've conducted studies. MDs don't conduct studies, right? So as an actual doctor who has a doctoral degree and has conducted studies myself, I know, firstly, through all of my nursing school and all of the programs, we've had to rigorously evaluate research studies. You have to look at who's doing the study, how did they do it, was it double blind, all this bullshit. So whatever fucking studies that came out of matchstick school, whatever, that had no rigor and no like there's so much that goes into it. And quite frankly, I've read studies and we've come across studies where people have blatantly lied in their study findings. They made it look like all of the things, but when you go and you actually look at the data, like, because you're allowed to cross-check someone's data and look at data. So the shit that they talk about, I don't even, and again, that data is based off of a perspective. You will also see what you want to see. If you're not controlling for certain variables, you're going to actually make your study come up with the findings that you want.
1,000%. And that's the thing too, is I'm like, you conduct these studies and it's still like they say, like I hear a lot of them, 78% of women like a man that has this. And I'm like, this is 78% of 100 people. Because how many people are you studying?
Right.
It's not, and like, you're not studying 8 billion people. You're studying 100 out of 8 billion people. Statistics are not real.
And who were they? Were they 24-year-olds? Were they inner city? Were they upper class?
God.
Were they like?
I hate that bullshit because a lot of the people here say that this is what the statistics are in America, and I'm like, well, then go to India. See what the fucking statistics are over there. See what the statistics are not the same in every country. It's not even the same in every fucking state. But people people are so close-minded on like, this is scientifically proven. This is scientifically proven. And I'm like, guess what? No. Guess what? It is scientifically proven that the earth is round and that the earth is flat. It is scientifically proven that the earth is flat. There's a lot of fucking scientists that are out there saying, no, the fucking earth is flat. This is how we know. How the fuck are you going to say that the earth is round and the earth is flat? They're both fucking scientifically proven, but they're both lying. Or someone's lying. Someone's fucking, how can you tell?
Right.
That's the thing that's the shit that pisses me off, is I'm like, there is literal scientific studies of shit being completely fucking false.
Right.
They're scientific.
And that's why we have to take studies with a grain of salt. And I mean, again, in all of my schooling, right from my bachelor's degree, in nursing, it was part of what we had to learn, is to break down and break apart research studies, because we need to know what is quality. My patient's life is in my hands. As a doctoral degree, as an innovator, my job is to look at the literature, evaluate it, and figure out, using my brilliance, figure out a way to translate it to the bedside or the practice or whatever it is I want to create in a safe and effective way. I need to fucking know that what I'm reading is right, so that when I put it at the bedside, I'm not going to destroy somebody.
Right.
So like for people who have no education to say that they have studies and quote them, it's a little preposterous, and it's laughable to me, because I mean, wherever they're getting their studies from, are they even quoting them properly? And so it's just, and that's what I'm saying about that whole, like, you got to support people and just follow people that are in your wheelhouse, because all of it just seems like,
it's subjective.
Well, honestly, it's kind of like what you were saying. You will say things to get a rise, to get the clicks.
Yes.
A lot of, I think, that is what they're doing too. It's a bunch of bullshit just to get hype and for their own motives. But I mean, there isn't really a lot of substance to it. I think it's just
what's
ridiculous.
so crazy too? What's so crazy is a lot of the guys that come into the studio, they come into Sticky Paw Studio, shout out. They come into the studio and online, like on their Instagram, on their content, they are fucking assholes. I'm talking assholes. There's one guy that like constantly calls the girl a bitch. Like every podcast he has to call her a bitch, but he wants a traditional woman because he's a traditional man. And I'm like, no traditional man in their fucking right mind would ever call a girl a bitch, especially openly on camera. That's not a traditional man. You think you're a traditional man because you don't have OnlyFans or some stupid shit. But I'm like, mind you, these are the same people that walk in, their content is fucking just, and they come in and they're so fucking nice. They are angels. They come in here and I'm like, why aren't you, like, how come you don't put that on your podcast? Oh, because people like to see this. And I'm like, but people really
Have you asked them why they
one
asked them?
person. They claim that it's not really like
It's a persona that they're putting on?
It's a persona, and they're just like,
Online.
people like to see this. I'm educated on it, so I just tell people what I know. And I'm like, yeah, but you're also calling women bitches on your podcast. But in person, you're like, oh, excuse me, young lady. Like, oh, you're a fucking angel in person. But I'm like, you have hundreds of thousands of followers. And you have people really liking your shit, sharing your shit, and having people believe that you are this asshole that you are on camera. And now they're going in public thinking, he does it. He's rich. He has a lot of girls around him, which he pays to be around him, by the way.
True.
Because I've been paid to be at this person's pool party. Literally. And this is a person who claims that they have so many bitches because of all the stuff that he advises. All the stuff that he advises on his podcast is the reason why he has all these bitches, but you paid me $250 to be at your party. So how are you?
So yeah, that's kind of what I had suspected, that it's all just for...
It's a persona.
It's a persona. But
at the same time,
still,
people are taking your advice, and
true.
people are really acting the way they're really taking your advice.
Okay, so then you have to look at whether they're nice to you in person or not. That tells you everything about that person's value. If they want to just get clicks and they're going to be an asshole just for money,
yeah,
I don't care if you kiss my ass and get on your knees and tell me you love me. Your character
is disgusting.
I would not want to associate. I don't care how nice you are. You give me muffins and all the things. You choose to take a persona on that is that extreme just for your own success.
Yeah.
That's how I boil it down to. It's all about the character and the quality.
It's that clout chase that I told you about.
Right. And exactly.
Everybody's out here making these dumbass videos and making like you're clout chasing
and
for likes
I have
and views.
no judgment if that's what they want to do. Mm-hmm. It's just not, like I said, it's not in my orbit. I just don't want people like that or podcasts. You can, girl. You judge all the way.
Fuck all that. She don't judge. I do. I'm judging you. How the fuck you nice in the fucking studio, but on camera you a fucking dickhead calling bitches bitches?
Well, but the other thing, here's something to consider. How do you know that isn't an act too? If they're that great of actor, how do you know that they're not making this beautiful? I'm such a love. You don't know that that's not a big fucking lie either. And they're not, their real truth is they fucking hate themselves and they're, drinking every day and they're self-loathing. I don't know, or whatever. Or there's some weird pervert or.
It's crazy.
They're doing something weird and crazy.
I have guys that come in here. They're on that podcast. They're on that fucking dickhead ass podcast. And they talk so much shit about girls like me. I'm single. I'm independent. I got 3 motherfucking cats. I am the walking billboard of everything that they don't like. And you're hitting on me. You want to take me out, or you're like looking at me. You're flirting with me. I haven't been asked out. Let me not say that. No one asked me out. But these are people that are flirting with me that are like, oh, can I get your number? And I'm like, no, babe, let's just keep it. Follow my Instagram. And it's like. You are giving me attention because you think I'm a feminine woman. Because like my persona when you first meet me is very like I'm super sweet, I'm hella funny, I'm very friendly, I have like a good vibe, I guess you can say, and I'm like it draws you to me to where you, and then you find out that I have my own business, and then you find out I have my own podcast, I'm chasing dreams, and they're like, wow, she's a powerful woman, like she's dope. But I'm like, yeah, but I was also a stripper. As soon as I tell you that, you're gonna disrespect me. But your first impression of me was like, she's a great woman, she is phenomenal. But as I'm like, if it gets to like you knowing me personally, you're gonna know that I have a past. Like me, that's what I wanted to say too, because I used to strip, and I stripped in order to be able to get to where the fuck I'm at today. I was stripping for my podcast. I wanted to get all my mics. I wanted to get all the stuff. And 2020 hit, so 2020 was a really big reason why I started like heavily getting into stripping. But I started off because I was trying to get my podcast going. And now I'm here. And just like you were like, you weren't a stripper, but you were a service girl for strippers, you know, at a strip club, excuse me. And you did it to pay your nursing school, and now you're a fucking NP.
And I have a fucking doctoral degree.
And you have a doctoral degree. And that's the thing is I'm like,
and all the other ventures that I do. Yes.
As much as people have talked shit about like, oh, you're just a stripper, you're just an OnlyFans girl, which I've heard way too many times. And you guys can still say it to me. I love you guys for saying that I'm just a stripper and just an OnlyFans girl. It gives me so much motivation. But when they say that, I'm like, if you only knew. Like some of these strippers are way more powerful than these little fucking girls that you think you're gonna get. All these little passive, like whatever they want to fucking call them, traditional women. These traditional women that like are just gonna stay home and cook and clean and just have babies. I'm like, there are really powerful, really good women. Because I'm like, I met you. I would have never in a million years ever guessed that you worked at a strip club as a shot girl, ever. And I'm like, but you did that for your nursing school, and you're like a boss ass bitch, and you're actually like a really high value woman.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
You're welcome. She's a high value woman with great titties. But that's the thing too, is I'm like, a lot of people look down on girls, I guess, taking their clothes off or what I did, not you, but like a lot of people look down on like the stripper world or like something like that. But I'm like, there's a lot of people that do it to get ahead.
And that's okay. And this is absolutely lovely. And I tell my kids this, I tell my clients this. This is something that can go to the bank with anybody. It is not necessarily, there are certain things that you don't ever want to harm someone intentionally, right? That what we do in life is all about the intention. So this is even like, stick with me here. You kill somebody, right? You can kill somebody out of an intention to hurt and harm. You can kill someone out of self-defense. Even in a courtroom, they're treated differently. The intention is different, right?
That's facts.
Your intention to strip and take your clothes off to make money, if it's from a place of you are broken and you have daddy issues and you think that's all you're worth and you've got all of these things.
Or fast money
and you don't have a plan and you're on the trajectory of being stuck there because that's your only way. That's an intention that's very unfortunate. It's limiting. It's going to end in a not good future. You're not evolving. It's not a stepping stone.
Right.
You do it because you're fucking smart. I've got a rockin' face, a rockin' body. I can make a shit ton of money very quick, very easy. I'm going to get my podcast shit. I'm going to save for this, whatever. And it gets you to where you need to go.
I love that you said a stepping stone.
You're fucking smart. So it's the intention behind what you're doing and what you do with it.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. I love that you said stepping stone because that's literally how I never got the right word, but I was like, I did it for a reason. That's all I kept telling people.
It's a stepping stone.
It was just a stepping stone. And to me personally, it was a stepping stone to get where I wanted to be, but it was a milestone to get out.
Yes.
Because it was...
You can get... And that's where it's a slippery slope. Because certain industries, come very, very packed with a lot of... Can be traumatic. It can be very scary. Yeah. There's a lot of negative shit that can come with getting money fast, too. And so those are... people can get really easily, stuck into those things. They might have good intentions going into it, but again, it's that slippery slope. It's just like, smoking marijuana. It's like, it's the entry drug. So you get a little taste and then you can easily lose your dreams.
Yeah.
You didn't, but so that's just kind of, for me, when I was a shooter girl, I was a shooter girl. I had my clothes on. It was fun. I was mingling. It was totally right in alignment. I was already doing my schooling. It was a way for me to get out. So it was head down. I went in, made my money, had fun, because it was also my only opportunity to have fun. Because every other time,
you're in the books.
I'm in the books. Yeah. Work, fun, money. Yes, sure. And use my assets in a quick way to make some bucks. So yeah, it's stepping stone, and it's also about intention.
Yeah, I love that too. The intention part, I feel like that's like a super big message. Like, I'm totally clipping that.
It's really, really important, because this is where people have to check themselves on the fucking judgment.
Yes.
Okay? You cannot judge anybody because it's about intention. If you're a good person and you're doing something for, whatever it looks like, it's the intention. They're doing something. They have a plan. You don't have any fucking thing to say, because you could be doing the same thing with the worst intention.
Yeah.
That is what measures a person's quality, and that measures, I really believe, their success too, because people could be doing the same job. One is working towards something and they end up being some badass bitch one day, and the other person's doing the thing, and they're there, the same job. So you can't take anything for face value. If you want to get to the core of someone and really understand them, and you want to make a judgment, you judge their fucking intention. You don't judge what they're doing, you judge their fucking intention. That will tell you the quality of person and really who you're dealing with.
Yeah, that's so facts. I love that. I love that. Are we going to end it on that? Because that was beautiful.
Mic drop.
Mic
literally.
drop.
If I could drop this,
mic
bitch.
drop, boom. I think Dr. Leslie just fucking ended that shit on a good ass note. Thank you, Sticky Paws, so much for letting me film my podcast here, and Dr. Leslie's podcast here. And Dr. Leslie, thank you so much for joining me and being on my podcast. Because I really got to know you in ways that I never thought I'd ever get to know you.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Besides the titties before the show.
Besides the titties before the show, which was a great treat. Great treat.
Well, I'm glad. I'm very authentic, and I like to share my story.
Yeah,
because
it was really dope. It was really dope. Thank you so much. Well, on that note, guys, we are going to end the podcast. Amber, thank you so much for engineering, because Chance was sick today. So thank you so much, Amber. Thank you so much, Dr. Leslie. On that note, guys, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.